Are you ever cold during the game, and how do you deal with, the weather aspect? If it's raining, how do you take pictures and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's tricky because you're not moving. Like the whole time you're there, you're just sitting down, and your muscles start to, tense up, and you're not generating any heat basically. So the rain's just, it's not fun to shoot in the rain, but it does look good in photos, having like these moody shots of players. It makes any action shot look more interesting when you've got a bunch of rain coming down. But when it's cold, like that's the trickiest part. So in November, I was at the Azteca match, Canada versus Mexico in Edmonton. It was like -10. I can't remember exactly what it was, -10, -15 or something. And we were like, during the day, I just flown into Edmonton. I got to our Airbnb and we just didn't leave because it was too cold. It was too snowy. Like there was just nothing to do. Walking anywhere would take way too long in the snow. And so I had for the game, I had long johns underneath. I had my park. I had like 4 layers. My hat. I had warm gloves. I didn't have this little hand warmer packages. That is the one thing I was missing for that game. But it was like, I had like something under a cushion under my on my seat, so my butt wouldn't freeze. It was just this crazy it was so cold. And when basically like my hands, I don't like shooting with gloves on. Like I don't like, because it's clumsy, you'll like, I won't notice I'm pressing a button and I'll ruin like 10-20 shots by accident because I had a button pressed that I shouldn't have. So what I was doing was I had my hands in my gloves whenever the action was on the other side, and when I could tell they were coming, I'd take my right glove off. Yeah, and I'd take the glove off and I would like shoot barehanded for like a minute, 30 seconds, however long I had to. And then as soon as they were gone, I'd put my hand back and I'd just like do whatever I could to warm it up because it was freezing. And I like there was a moment where like it was like when your hand gets so cold at one point it just starts to burn. And that's like I had that several times during the game, and it was so insane. But in general, that's something I've never experienced. The only other time I've experienced like true, even like a bit cold, was when I shot Cavalry at the finals in 2019, and that was something else. The grass already was like, at that point it was pretty horrendous, the yellow grass, but the stadium was amazing. But that was the first time I remember having to like put like long johns underneath and like be ready to go.
Oh, so that's good that you were prepared, because that game, that wasn't the coldest game that we had though. There was another game a couple of weeks before, and if you were there for that game, I think you might have gone home, because that game was unbelievable. Even I was on the pitch, I was like, I want to go. I don't want to play in this game. Oh, why am I here? Like, why am I even a footballer? All this thoughts was coming from my head, but we won that game, so it kind of just made it a little bit more worthwhile while we actually did it. So yeah, it's actually very interesting to hear what you have to go through in a game. So describe now, I know a few other photographers and your colleagues and your peers. There's a lot of you in Canada where a few of you have like decent names, where you're rated, you're reliable, and I can't really remember playing elsewhere where I actually know personalities, or maybe I don't know the person, but I definitely know their name, for example. We'll speak about the branding side of it afterwards, but who do you rate in Canada, and how is it competition wise on and off the field? So on the field, for example, you guys are all probably trying to take your own shots. do you have courtesy where one person has to stay in their area and they can't come in your area, or how does it work, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing with like I don't have a reference point for anywhere in Europe really, but what I do know is that in Canada and in the States, it's very like it to me at least it seems very collaborative, right? So I started in 2019. At my first year, I met when I was shooting. At one point, someone came up to me and he introduced himself. His name was Bo. On Instagram, shot by Bo, and he was starting at the same time I was. And him and I, like I said, I always like to be there as like pretty early before the game. Most photographers don't really like to. It's just, you know, they don't need to. They already know what they're doing. For me, it's more just like a way of getting in the right mind space. But Bo was always there early too, and he was the same age as I was. We were both like the youngest ones there. So we would just spend hours just chatting. And we kind of came into the sport at the same time. So through this, like even though Bo and I, like you could say that we're competing for the same shot, but really like he's the person I go to, the first person I ever go to if I need help with something. There's so much collaboration. I like through this I've met some of my best friends. Shuttersworth right now is crazy. Like he's the guy for Canadian football. Like in terms of photography, he moves different, this guy. And like through there's never been a moment where like I've been like we've ever like like getting in each other's way. We're competing with these guys. It's never like that because we want to see each other succeed, right? Like it doesn't matter who you're shooting for. Like there's still like we just want everyone to be happy. Like we want each other to kind of grow. And there's always like I hear so many times like YouTubers say like don't look at your competition as don't look at other people in your field as competition, because you can learn from their mistakes, they can learn from your mistakes, and you can learn how to grow together. It doesn't make sense to try to do it alone because you're missing out on so many different skills that other people might be able to teach you. So that's the thing with Canadian football. I've even had so right now I'm in France. I'm doing an exchange here while the season's off over in Canada. And I had someone reach out to me the other day, Audrey Mani Photographie on Instagram. She reached out to me and was like, hey, if you need, she was just basically offering me some advice on shooting in France. But that's the thing I've noticed is that I don't know what it's like elsewhere in the world, but in Canada, and I'm pretty sure in the US, it's like this as well. It's very collaborative. There's a lot of support, shouting out other creators. And creators isn't a word I like to, I gotta stay away from that word. It's not the best word to say. Artist is a much better way of putting it. But like shouting out each other's work on Instagram and showing like this is what this person's doing, like kind of creating, just basically showcasing other people's work. It's such a common thing here. You know, there's no competition really. We all want to succeed and we all want to see each other succeed. Like I'm bringing it back to Bo, but Bo and I came in at the exact same time, same age. We didn't know what we were doing, but we learned everything together. And seeing what he's doing now, he's shooting for Canada soccer. He's doing all of this incredible stuff. It makes me so happy to see what this guy's doing. And I've heard, you know, there's some photographers who are, I won't name any names, but I've had experiences where usually the older generation will like get mad at you if you're standing in a certain spot, they'll yell because you're in their shot. But that's this old way of looking at it. I could never see myself getting mad because someone's getting a shot from the angle I want to get one. Well, then it's my job to do better, not someone else's job to not get in my way. But in the end, like for a lot of people, it's you know that's how the sport was when they got into it, and that's just their understanding of it. But for me, I want to collaborate with people. I want to see other people succeed too. I never like look at someone and say, I don't want them to succeed, because that's just, you should never go through life with that mentality.
It's not like you're stealing someone's camera on the sideline and stealing it and taking a picture and running off. You all have your own cameras and you all have your own type of skill set. So I don't really see where jealousy can come into it or anything like that. Yeah, it's a bit weird if that is to happen. But yeah, someone I'll shout out is Nora. She's really good.
Yes.
Very, very good at her job. And she is very, like I mentioned, with the players. She knows what the players want, and she's very responsive in getting the pictures out there to the players.
For more content like this, like, share, and subscribe.